There are lots of things all around us, exciting things that surround us.
But how does it work?
Do you know?
How is it made?
Do you know? Things that go up, things that go down, things that go pop, things that go round, with special cameras to show you inside. It's going to be a big surprise.
But how does it work?
Do you know?
How is it made?
Do you know? Do you know?
Let's find out!
Hello, I'm Maddie, and today I'm finding out about something you might have in your bedroom at home. We put them on our bedside tables, and they help us to see in the dark. What do you think it is? That's right, it's a bedside lamp. Lamps come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes, don't they? There are short lamps, tall lamps. This one's as tall as me. And some lamps are even unusual shapes. But do you know how a lamp works? Let's find out. How does it work?
Lamp.
To find out how a lamp works, I've come here to a lamp workshop. At this lamp workshop, they make lots of different lamps with lamp shades in every different colour. Red, green, blue and yellow. Looks like a funny hat. And in this workshop, they make 100 lamps a week. Can you see this part just here? That is the light switch, and it turns the lamp on and off, like this. On, look at the lights, and off again. And we turn it off when we're ready to go to sleep at bedtime. But did you hear the sound the light switch makes? Listen. It's like a loud clicking noise, isn't it? A bit like when you click your fingers. Can you click your fingers? Inside the lamp is a light bulb, and the light bulb gives out light so we can see in the dark. But we mustn't look directly at the light bulb for very long, as it might hurt our eyes. But because the light bulb is so bright, the lamp needs something to help protect our eyes. And do you know what it is? That's right, it's the lamp shade. Can you see how the lamp shade surrounds the light bulb, but it still lets some light through? How does that happen? Let's take a look with my special camera. This is a microscope camera, and it will let us look at the lampshade in close up so we can find out how it works. Now, some of the light escapes from the top and the bottom, but if we look at the lampshade, wow! Can you see how it's made of tiny threads of material that have been woven together? Well, there are also some tiny holes between those threads, aren't there? And that is where the light is coming through the lampshade. Watch what happens when I turn the light off. The light disappears. And if I switch it back on again, there it is. So the light is coming through the lampshade, brightening up the room, but it's protecting our eyes at the same time. How clever is that? But how do all the different parts of a lamp work together to light up a light bulb? To find out, I think we need to take a closer look. Most lamps are powered using electricity. A lamp is switched on and off using a switch. Inside the switch, electricity flows along wires inside the cable. One wire is attached to the light switch at 2 points, called terminals. Inside the light switch is a small bar of metal called the electrical contact. When the switch is switched on, the electrical contact touches the terminal. And electricity from the wire flows into the lamp, and the light turns on. Another wire takes electricity away from the light bulb. The flow of electricity around the lamp is called an electric circuit. When the light switch is turned off, the electrical contact goes up. The electric circuit is broken, and the light turns off. Wow, that was really interesting, but I think we should see it for ourselves. Now, you must never play with a lamp or a switch, but I've got special permission to see all of the different parts being put together. And this is Billy, and it's Billy's job to put together the lamps here in the workshop. First, Billy takes the base of the lamp. That's the part that helps the whole lamp stand up. And can you see that there's a cable coming out of it? Inside the cable are the wires. And now, Billy's fixing together the switch. Both the switch and the wires are wrapped in plastic, so they're safe for us to use. Next, the lampshade goes onto the base. And last but not least, that's the light bulb going in. And there you have it, a finished lamp with a switch. That was great. I loved finding out how a lamp works. What was your favourite part? Can you remember the name of the flow of electricity around the lamp? That's right, it's called an electric circuit. Did you hear the sound the light switch made when it was turned on? It was a loud click. And did you see the light shining through the small holes in the lampshade on my special camera? Light bulbs are used in lots of useful things, like my torch. Can you see? It's got lots of little bulbs in it. My torch is powered by a battery, and I'm going to use it to help me see in the dark inside my playhouse. Have you ever made a playhouse? I'm going to make one using 2 chairs and some sheets. It's my own little playhouse, and I've got my torch to help me see in the dark. You might have made a playhouse inside or outside, or you might have seen a playhouse outside with windows and doors. Do you know how a playhouse is made? Let's find out. How is it made?
Playhouse.
To find out how a playhouse is made, I've come here to a playhouse factory.
Look at all these playhouses. There are big ones, small ones,
And this one even has a slide. Whee!
This is Pete, and it's Pete's job to design the playhouses on a computer. Now, our playhouse has 4 sides. The back, the front, look, it's got 2 windows and 1 door. And the playhouse also has 2 side panels. One of them is plain, and the other one has a window. The playhouse has a roof made out of 2 panels that look like this, and it has 1 floor panel to stand on. If you look at the screen, can you see that the different shapes are flat? We say that they are 2-dimensional or 2D. But watch what happens when Pete puts the 2-dimensional flat pieces together. All the pieces join together to make the playhouse. We call this a 3-dimensional shape, or 3D, and that's because we can see its height, its width, and its depth. But how do we get from a playhouse design on a computer to one in the garden? Let's find out.
The wood is brought into the factory by this special type of forklift truck. Next, the planks of wood go into this huge yellow planing machine.
The planing machine makes the surface and the edge of the wood smooth.
Can you hear that loud buzzing? That's the planing machine shaving off the top layers of the wood to get rid of all the rough sides.
Next, the planing machine cuts the wood into thin pieces. These are used to make the frame of the playhouse.
So the wood has been cut to the right size and it's smooth and ready to use. But how does it get turned into a playhouse? To build a playhouse, you start with one of these. It's called a jig.
This is Anvar, and it's his job to use the jig to build the playhouse. Anvar puts the pieces of cut wood into the jig frame. The piece of wood fits perfectly into the right slot in the jig, just like a jigsaw puzzle. Then he puts flat planks of wood on top and uses a nail gun to fix the planks to the frame. Now, all the planks are in place.
Can you see the shape of the panel? What part do you think that is? It's the back of the playhouse. It's called the plane gable because it's plain. This panel has 3 holes in it. 1, 2, 3. What are they called? It's 2 for the windows and 1 for the door. This is the front panel. Now we need something to fill the holes in the front panel. 2 windows and a door. Now it's time for the side panels. Here's one of them. And here's the other one. It's got a window. When all the parts have been made, they're put onto this conveyor belt, which carries them through the spray treatment booth. And inside there, they're covered in a special solution, which is sprayed by jets on both sides. There they go.
And here they are, coming out of the spray booth. The solution helps protect the wood from the rain.
And here's the final piece. It's one of the sides with a window in.
The solution is then left to dry.
We've got all the pieces we need to make a playhouse. Let's go. It's Jackson and Chris's job to build the playhouse, test it and make sure all the parts fit together. But it can take quite a long time to build a playhouse, so I'm going to use one of my special cameras. This camera can film something called a time lapse, which means we can film something that takes a long time, but when we watch it back, it will happen really quickly. Okay, the camera is set, recording. Take it away, Chris and Jackson.
With the floor panel in place, Jackson and Chris put up the plain gable, the side panel with the window, and the plain side panel. Then the front panel, with 2 fitted windows, with shutters. Next, the roof, made of 2 big pieces of wood. On goes the door. It's nearly finished. And finally, a material to cover the roof and keep it dry, and wood trimming to hold the material in place.
And there you have it, one brilliant playhouse. I loved finding out how a playhouse is made. What was your favourite part?
Do you remember the name of the tool that Anbar used to make the playhouse? That's right, it's called a jig. Did you hear the sound the planing machine made to make the rough wood smooth? And did you see the time lapse of the playhouse being built on my special camera? So the next time you play in a garden playhouse, you'll know how it's made. And when you turn a lamp off or on, you'll know how the circuit works to power the lamp. Right, I'm going to use my lamp to do a bit of reading. I'll see you next time. Hello, I'm Maddie, and today I'm finding out about something we might hear every day. They can be loud, they can be quiet, they can be very big and very small. Sometimes we might not be able to see them at all. Do you know what they are? Speakers. We can find speakers in lots of different places, like inside the television, at the train station so we can hear announcements, and there are speakers in headphones so we can listen to music. But how does sound come out of a speaker? Do you know how speakers work? Let's find out. How does it work?
Speakers.
To find out how a speaker works, I've come here to a speaker factory.
Look at all these different types of speakers.
I'm
I'm going to show you what's inside a speaker. Now, you must never play with or take apart a speaker at home, but I've got special permission to show you what's inside. This is David, and it's one of David's jobs to put the different parts of a speaker together. This part here is called the basket, and it's called a basket because it holds all the other parts of a speaker. At the bottom of the basket is the permanent magnet, and it makes the speaker vibrate with the help of an electromagnet, which is powered by electricity. A vibration is like lots of little shakes. If you put your lips together and hum, can you feel that buzzing? That's vibration. Next, something called the spider is added. This makes sure the parts vibrate in the right direction. And finally, David will fix this part into the basket. It's called a cone because it's cone-shaped. But to make sound, all of these speaker parts need to be fitted into a speaker house. This is a speaker house, and David's fitting a slightly smaller basket with all the different parts into this hole. But how do the magnets and the cones work together to make sound? Come with me. When we listen to music, you shouldn't stand too close to a speaker or listen to music too loudly, as it might hurt our ears. Now, when I press play, the music will start. Do you recognise this song? And when I press stop, the music stops. Do you remember what these two big circles are called? That's right, they're cones. But watch what happens to the cones when I play the music. Here we go. Can you see that the cones are moving? The cones are moving because of vibrations. It's the magnets that make the vibrations, and vibrations make sound waves and the sounds that we can hear. But to find out how the magnets and the cones work together to make vibrations, I think we need to take a closer look. Sound waves are how sound travels through the air. Inside a speaker are two magnets, the electromagnet and the permanent magnet. When we turn the speaker on, electricity flows through cables and turns the electromagnet on, which pulls and pushes the permanent magnet, making the cone vibrate very quickly. The vibrations move the air in front of the speaker into lots of sound waves. The sound waves bounce off surfaces, and our ears hear these as sound. When we turn the volume down, the cones vibrate less, and the sound waves get smaller. When we turn the volume up, the cone vibrates more, and the sound waves become bigger. And we hear the sound more loudly. That was really interesting, wasn't it? But I think we should see it in action for ourselves. I'm going to use my special camera. And this camera can film in slow motion, which lets us see things that happen really quickly, much slower. But sound waves are invisible. We can't see them. So to understand how the vibrating cone makes the air move in front of it, I'm going to use some green rice. Remember, you mustn't try this on a speaker at home, but I've got special permission so I can show you how the speaker works. When I turn the music on, the magnets will make the cone vibrate, which makes sound waves. So let's see what happens. Look, the vibrations are moving the cone, which makes the rice jiggle around. It's like the rice is dancing to the music. And when I turn the speaker up, the cone vibrates more, but so does the rice. Now there is more air moving away from the speaker, making bigger sound waves, which means the sounds are louder in our ears. That was so much fun. I loved finding out about how a speaker works. What was your favourite part? Can you remember the name of the part that holds the speaker together? That's right, it's called the basket. And did you hear the song I played when I plugged my phone into the speaker? It was the Do You Know theme tune. And did you see the green lights jump around on my special slow motion camera? When I'm at home, I love listening to music on my speakers. And when I switch my disco lights on, I love to dance. I love all the brightly coloured lights. There are lots and lots of colours all around us. But how are there so many colours? Do you know how colour is made? Let's find out. How is it made?
Colour.
To find out how colour is made, I'm going to paint a picture. I've got 3 colours here, red, yellow and blue. What do you think I should paint? I know, let's paint the house. First, let's start with the sky. I'm painting the sky blue. And I think I'll paint the house red. And the windows and door yellow. Ooh, can you hear that? I love the tinkling, swishing sound of my paintbrush in the water glass. Lovely. We call red, yellow and blue primary colours. And we can mix primary colours together to make lots of new colours. Let me show you how. If I put yellow and blue together, look what colour it makes. Green! And if I mix red and blue, wow, look, it's made the colour purple. How about red and yellow? What colour do you think it's going to make? That's right, orange. That's my favourite. We've got 3 new colours made by mixing the primary colours together. Green, purple and orange. We call these secondary colours. And now I've got some green to paint the grass. So that's how you mix colours. But how can you separate them? This is a special type of paper called chromatography paper. And it helps to separate colours that have been mixed together, like the colours in these felt tip pens. I'm going to mark these 3 different colours onto the bottom of my chromatography paper. I'm using orange, green and brown. To separate the colours, we need to put the chromatography paper in water. Like that. The chromatography paper works a bit like a sponge and will soak the water up. I wonder what will happen to the colour from the felt tip pen when water passes through it. It will take over an hour for water to move up the chromatography paper, so I'm going to film it using my special time-lapse camera. This means we can see it happening much quicker when we watch it back. All set? Look, the water is climbing up the paper and mixing with the ink from the felt tip pens. And can you see, as the water gets higher, the colours are starting to separate. And the ink goes up with the water. Look, the orange has separated into yellow and red. The green has separated into yellow and blue. And look at the brown. It's separated into all the primary colours. Red, yellow and blue. How brilliant's that? So, we know we can find lots of different colours inside felt tip pens and paint. But did you know there are also lots of different colours in light? Light outside comes from the sun, and the light from the sun is called white light. But you should never look directly at the sun. But white light is actually made up of lots of colours. Let me show you. To see all the colours that make white light, I'm going to use this. It's called a prism. Light travels in a straight line. But when light travels from the sun and passes through the prism bends the light. And when this happens, the colours that are inside the light separate out. This is called dispersion. But what does dispersion look like? Wow, look at the light coming through the trees. Can you see all the different colours? Look, there's some red and some yellow. Oh, there's some blue and some green. A colour called indigo and another one called violet. These are different shades of the colour purple. Where else do we see these colours? That's right, a rainbow. And we see rainbows when the sun shines and it's raining. The rain works just like my prism. It separates out the colours in the light that comes from the sun. How incredible is that? I loved finding out how colours are made. What was your favourite bit? Can you remember what we call the colours red, blue and yellow? That's right, they're called primary colours. Did you hear the sound my paintbrushes made when they were swishing around in the glass? And did you see the felt tip pen ink separate into different colours on my special time-lapse camera? So the next time you paint a picture, you'll know how to mix primary colours to make new colours. And the next time you're dancing to music, you'll know how the speakers playing the music works. Oh, I think my favourite song's about to start. I'll see you next time.
There are lots